So I've been doing the subfloor, and it's been taking me a while because of several reasons. First, it's been raining a lot, and second of all, I kind of messed up quite a few things. Messed up little measurements here and there, and you know, just a few things. And so I'm going to show you some of the pitfalls of things that I found to be my issues, so then maybe you don't repeat them. It's not that this floor won't work now. It's that it just takes more work to get done. So one of the first things I noticed was that whenever I laid the floor, I had not put my subfloor joists, my 2x4s, I had not put them in so that way there would be one at each seam. And so what that meant was, I was thinking that, well, I'll just go ahead and cut the plywood so that way it would, fit accordingly. But really what I should have done is just taken the easy route, which was put in the joists where they belong. However, I didn't do that, and I took the hard route, which is to cut the joists or the plywood up into several pieces, which, once again, it's not that it won't work, it's just that you end up with a lot more work and a lot more nails, and it's just a pain in, well, to be frank, in the ass. So I'm going to show you what I've got done so far, and show you where I'm at. All right. So first things first, I bought a piece of plywood that I should not have bought. It was slightly delaminated. I thought it would be fine, but it's been raining a lot here, and even though the floor was covered up, it was the humidity caused it to delaminate even more. And so what happened is you actually have this bowing effect that caused from that, and there's also bubbling down along the way. It makes it completely unusable, so I can't really do anything about that. So I'm going to have to buy a new piece of 3 1/4 plywood, which means that I'm out another 25 bucks, and there you can see actually the bubbling right there. So that part is just completely unusable. So the other part I did was that this whole thing is supposed to be 6 solid pieces that are just cut to fit. But what I did wrong was that whenever I installed my joists, I installed them so they'd fit on the trailer, and then I didn't go back and make sure that I had joists at 8 feet intervals to fit an 8-foot long piece of plywood. So what I did was I thought, well, I'll just cut some, and I'll cut it and, make sure I can lay it in there correctly. The downside to doing that is that I end up with a lot more work because now I have extra pieces along the way. It also means that, I might have to buy an extra piece. I didn't have to originally until the delamination problem of one of them, but it is a problem you could run into. Other than that, everything's going pretty well. I have the floor going in. It's going in fine. It just takes extra work because I'm having to do more nailing and more measuring. The other thing I did do, and you can hear my neighbors screaming like crazy right now, sorry about that. The other thing I did do is I actually put in center joists, and that's just because I felt that the 16 inches apart, while it was fine for a 3/4 inch floor, I wanted a little bit more sturdiness along the center length of this floor, so that's what I did. I went ahead and installed these. You don't have to, but it will make your floor a little bit more solid, and to be honest, with the issues I've had, I just kind of want to make it that much more solid. This part is kind of rumpled up here, but it's going to be straightened out whenever I install it. So yeah, so I have that. The other thing is that make sure when you're installing your floor, if you are going to use nails like I did, first of all, I'm using construction adhesive underneath all of these. There's construction adhesive. But in addition, if you're going to use nails, make sure you use ring shank nails. They don't pull out as easily as regular smooth shank nails. So use ring shank nails, and also go back in and kind of hammer. And then you're also going to want to make sure that if you are using nails instead of screws, that you're doing at every 8 inches instead of every 12 inches. 12 inches is what you would use for screws, but because I'm using ring shank nails, I have to do more of them. It's not a big problem. I just, it's one of those things that learn from my mistakes. Use screws if you can. Screws and glue will be a much easier experience for you. Nails I use because I have a nail gun. I have all the nails. I have thousands and thousands of nails. Yeah, learn from my mistakes, and now I only have that to do, and I'll finish that up tomorrow.